Hey, BR Tidwell55 here. This is a video that I debated on whether or not to do, simply because it's a topic that is pretty dry, and it's something that I normally advocate if you're trying to help somebody out. Try not to get into the terminals too much. If there's a graphical way to do it, show them the graphical way to do it. But at the end of the day, the Linux terminal is really too powerful of a tool to ignore. And I'm not going to go into any great depth because I am by no means an expert on terminal commands. This is just some very basic stuff that's going to help you out. First of all, of course, the Linux terminal is akin to a DOS window in Windows XP or Vista or whatever, but it's much more powerful than a DOS window. Now, the way you open up a terminal window in Ubuntu anyway is you just go to Applications, Accessories, and click on Terminal, and it will open up this window. Now, there's a couple things you want to notice. The prompt here tells you where you're at within the file structure. I am in the desktop folder of my home directory. I know that because it says Brian at Brian Desktop. Okay, I can confirm that with a simple command called pwd. Pwd stands for Print Working Directory, and there I am. You can see I'm at /home/Brian. Okay, so I am in my home directory. Okay, if I need to see the contents of that directory, command is ls. So I type ls, and I can see the different folders that I have within my home directory. Changing directories, it's not that hard. We'll go to downloads. So we'll type cd for change directory, downloads. Now, notice title of that directory is capitalized. I typed it capitalized. Linux is case sensitive. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you what happens if I don't capitalize it. No such file or directory. Now, if I change that, and it will recall the last command I gave it just by pushing the up arrow on my keyboard, capitalize the D there. Okay, now I'm in downloads. I need to go back up a directory, cd ... print my working directory, and I'm back in my home Brian folder. Okay, so that's just some real simple navigation things. Another command that is useful is the Sudo Command. What that actually stands for is super user do. What that does is when you type in sudo and then a command after that, you're going to perform that action as the computer administrator. So let's say I want to edit a text file that I know is in another directory. So sudo / I'm going to use gedit, which is just a graphical text editor, etc samba smb.conf. Okay, it's prompting me for my password. Okay, I'll drag it over here so you can see, but what it did was it opened up that text file, and I can now edit that text file as the administrator and save it as the administrator, and that will make changes to the configuration, in this case of Samba, which is your Windows file printing or Windows file sharing protocol in Linux. Alright, I'm going to close that out without making any changes. Another command that's useful is, and you'll see this a lot, is apt-get or apt-get install. And normally the way you see that is sudo apt-get install. I don't know, can't think of anything I want to install right now, but I'll just say foo. Okay, there's no package out there called foo, so it couldn't find it, but normally if that was a package that I would want to install, it would take a look at my sources.list file, and it would check all of those sources for the program that I'm looking for. It will download the program and install all the dependencies and everything. And a lot of times, where this comes in useful is a lot of times if you're looking on, if you're browsing around the internet and you're looking for certain, and you're looking for help, a lot of times, especially in Linux, they'll give you a whole bunch of stuff to do in the terminal, and you save yourself a whole lot of headache a lot of times just by copying and pasting, excuse me, the commands right into the terminal. Saves you a whole lot of headache. Let's see, another command that's useful is the man command. Now what that does, if you need help, if you're not quite sure how to use a certain command, you type in man and then you type the command, and what that will do is it will pull up the manual page for that command. So a command that's commonly used is rm, which is basically how you delete files and directories in the terminal or in the Linux shell. So we'll just type man rm, and there it is. You hit D, it goes down a page. Hit U, it goes back up a page. When you're done looking at it, you type Q. It takes you back out to your command line. Now there are the thing about, when you get good at it and you really know what you're doing, you have complete control over your operating system here in the terminal in a way that you just can't get graphically. So this is why a lot of Linux and Unix folks will default to say, hey, open up the terminal, because that's just sort of the way they think, and they've learned how powerful it is, and they've learned how much faster it is to get things done as far as configuring your system or installing programs or whatever. It's a lot faster than to do it in a terminal. So anyway, that's just a quick introduction, couple of simple commands, and hope you get something out of it. Have a good night.